You're watching the news on Galaxy TV. Let's do you a reminder of stories that made headlines last week as we track stories.
Welcome to reports which made headlines last week. The federal government on Monday ordered the immediate closure of all land borders with immediate effect. It also advised all Abuja and Lagos residents to stay at home. The Presidential Task Force for the Control of COVID-19 announced this at a press briefing on Monday as part of additional measures to curb the spread of the coronavirus pandemic. Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Boss Mustafa, made the announcement in Abuja. The SGF said, quote, "All land borders that have been hitherto under partial closure shall now be closed for human traffic for 4 weeks effective the 23rd March 2020. In order to protect federal civil and public servants, a circular to be issued by the head of service of the Federation shall direct on actions to be taken immediately. All Abuja and Lagos residents are strongly advised to stay at home, avoid mass congregation of any kind, as well as non-essential outings until further advice is given," end quote. Meanwhile, Nigeria recorded the first coronavirus death, Nigeria's Center for Disease Control said on Monday. Quote, "The first COVID-19 death in Nigeria has been recorded. The case was a 67-year-old male who returned home following medical treatment in the UK, NCDC tweeted. He had underlying medical conditions, multiple myeloma and diabetes, and was undergoing chemotherapy," it added. The deceased, Suleiman Achimogu, was a former managing director of Pipelines and Product Marketing Company. On Tuesday, Governor Balam Hammed of Bauchi State tested positive for coronavirus after his contact with Muhammad Atiku Abubakar, son of the former Vice President Atiku Abubakar, who also tested positive for the virus. Bauchi Governor's media aide Mukhtar Gidado said in a statement on Tuesday, of the 6 tests, 1 sample was confirmed positive of COVID-19. The positive result happened to be that of the governor of Bauchi State. Gidado disclosed that Muhammad is now quarantined while his doctors and officials from the NCDC are in charge of his treatment. The governor, commissioners and entourage are also in self-isolation on Monday after contact with the son of the former Vice President Atiku Abubakar, the statement added. Upon testing positive for coronavirus on Tuesday, the governor cancelled all his appointments with immediate effect. Former Vice President Atiku Abubakar on Wednesday donated 50 million naira as relief fund to support the federal government's battle against the coronavirus pandemic in the country. Atiku, in a press statement he personally signed on Wednesday, said his contribution will help form part of the stimulus package. He praised the federal government and state government for taking precautionary measures in containing the spread of the virus in the country. Part of these, Atiku explained, includes issuing stay-at-home orders and shutting down non-essential markets and other places of mass gathering, while also giving guidelines for social distancing. Despite the measures, however, the former presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, asked the government at all levels to provide palliatives to the Nigerian people to enable them to survive, even as they abide by these necessary measures put in place for their own safety. According to him, a large percentage of Nigerians do not have the financial capacity to withstand long periods of self-isolation and even lockdown. On Thursday, the Minister of Health, Professor Osage Hanire, advocated more intensified social distancing by the citizens. Professor Hanire made the advocacy while giving a situation report on government effort at combating the dreaded coronavirus. The minister said though a lot has been done by the federal and state government, more measures need to be taken to halt the spread of the virus. He also said the Presidential Task Force against the pandemic is doing all within its powers and would take appropriate actions. He hammered on the need for those who came in contact with those affected by the virus to register with the Center for Disease Control for immediate isolation. The minister also responded to questions bordering on the location of the presidential aide Abba Kyari, who tested positive, saying he's been treated at a secluded facility. He disclosed that the symptoms of the virus are grouped into 4: ordinary, mild, moderate and severe symptoms. He said while other categories of symptoms are treated at lesser facilities, those with severe symptoms are taken to Gwagwalada for treatment. He, however, did not disclose the location where Abba Kyari was being treated.
The contact tracing has been very efficiently done, and I'll use the opportunity to also tell you that there are what you call close contacts.
On Friday, the Supreme Court dismissed the application for judicial review filed by the APC in Zamfara State against Kabiru Barafa and 179 others. In a lead judgment delivered by Justice Ian Gokoro, the Apex Court held that the application is a vexatious, frivolous and gross abuse of court process. The court awarded the cost of 2 million naira to be paid by the applicant to the first and 1/40th respondent. Justice Okoro further held that the Apex Court lacks the jurisdiction to entertain an application seeking a review of its own judgment, as the finality of the judgment of the Supreme Court is sealed and cannot be reviewed under any guise. Justice Santos Uweze, however, disagreed with other members of the panel as he read a dissenting judgment upholding the application of the APC. He insists that it is better to admit an error instead of justifying an error that fails to represent justice. He added that the Supreme Court can reverse itself. Justice Unweze further insisted that the judgment of the court favors the PDP, who was not a party to the suit in the first place, and ordered the setting aside of the earlier judgment of the court. An application filed by the All Progressives Congress APC seeking the review of the March 24, 2019 judgment, which nullified the victory of all the parties' candidates at the 2019 governorship elections in Zamfara State.